Okay, this is now a short video to just update you on a few things here on the parts which actually failed or were about to fail. The first part when I started repairing this vehicle was the water temperature sensor, the 4-pin one. And the reason why I replaced it was because it was slightly erratic. And you can see this, there was a plastic ring around here which had broken off, and it was the original one. Remember, we had talked about this. I believe you can see the numbers here somewhere. Well, anyway, this one was replaced with an original one. Then we had the vacuum thing here for the air conditioning system, which was leaking. And the other thing is the new one came without that lock nut on it. So you order the stuff and it comes without the nut. You have to buy the nut differently. That was replaced. Then you may remember the issue we had is this thing actually worked fine electrically, the EHA valve. But because the person who worked on this vehicle really screwed up the cover screw for the set screw, and there were issues with gumming up on the inside. This is like a carburetor issue. The problem is with the cheap gas, or with gas with ethanol especially in it, is when as soon as that car sits for any prolonged period of time, the entire fuel distribution system, so the fuel distributor, the fuel injectors, the fuel lines, and then these things here, especially with these small little channels and stuff like this to go through, they go out pretty quickly. So this had to be replaced, not so much because it was electrically bad, but it was actually no longer functioning right. I do not know if this could be cleaned with ultrasound or not. That is beyond my knowledge. Then, of course, the worn-out voltage regulator is, we dug that out. And then I disassembled actually this unit here. And even after all of this cleaning what we did, it is electrically working exactly on how it's supposed to be working. But so this is what this actually looks like when you separate the two. There is the driver in here, the magnet, the coil more or less, and that pushes this thing in and out. And then this is the actual moving part of it. And if you remember this, we cleaned it out. You can see it, yeah. But it doesn't make that sound yet because it is still so dirty. There's still so much resistance in it that this cannot freely move like the other ones if you watch the other movie. So this had to be replaced. This here works fine. It's an aftermarket unit. I tested that too with the 10 kilo ohm resistors for the cold start valve. That also checked out. It seems to be okay. I replaced it with a new old stock Mercedes Benz version, which I got in there right now. And then the person who repaired the vehicle had a broken EZL, and he used the one from the 116 engine, the 4.2 liter, which actually works okay, except that the timing is different as soon as you come out of your idle position, because the idle switch, the idle position switch, or the throttle position switch hooks up to this thing here. This is where that goes when that contact closes and when the throttle is closed and open. And then the other thing is what I had in here. So I replaced this here with an eBay unit for $250 for the correct one, and that is working fine. I put new heatsink compound on here. I cleaned this off on this one here too. This unit works. If someone needs an extra one, send me an email. I will let that go for $50 or so, $100. We can talk about it. And then I got the aftermarket Bosch version. That is the clone high performance unit, and if someone is interested in it, I would be parting with this too. And the same with this here. Someone wanted to buy a known working good fuel pump relay with a replaced capacitor. Sent me a message, or just post a reply down there. These three items work, I can guarantee this. but they were not the correct unit for my car. So if you have a 420 SEL, or you just need an extra EZL unit to test something, you want to do a short repair, or you can put it in the 560, but it won't work 100% right. Your timing is going to be off. This thing basically works for the 560. It would also work for the 420. It's the California version, and this one will work in any one of them who got basically that Mercedes-Benz number on it, the 2405, as a fuel pump relay. And that's it. That was just a short summary of what really was bad and what was not bad. A lot of things I changed out because it was time to do it, and I didn't want to mess with the stuff later. So there's things which didn't need to be replaced at this point, but I replaced them anyway. The last two things I'm going to replace, even though the car is running, is the fuel distributor. I'm going to get a new remanufactured distributor in there, and 8 new not glow plugs, it's not a diesel, injectors, to get all the injectors out of there. And then I have basically overhauled the system, and I have a new starting point where I can do proper maintenance with it, and then I have very little problems, and I just have to keep up with the things what I need to do. Okay, you have a great night.